On September 4, 1968, the Beatles gathered at Twickenham Film Studios to film promotional clips for two of their most iconic songs, Hey Jude and Revolution. The band arrived at 1:30 p.m. and worked into the evening, with the set for the shoot having been assembled over the prior 3 days. The promotional films, shot on stage 1 of the studio, were directed by Michael Lindsay Hogg, who had previously worked with the Beatles on their 1966 videos for Paperback Writer and Rain. For these clips, the band decided to perform the lead and backing vocals live, a decision driven by the musicians' union's ban on miming. Although instruments and amplifiers were set up for the shoot, only the vocals were performed live, with the band members singing along to the pre-recorded studio tracks to avoid any potential issues with the union's restrictions. This blend of live performance and playback became a defining feature of these promotional films. The Hey Jude clip was filmed first, with Paul McCartney seated at an upright piano, John Lennon and George Harrison positioned on a podium playing guitars, and Ringo Starr behind them on a drum riser. The performance also included a 36-piece orchestra dressed in white tuxedos and 300 extras who were invited to participate in the shoot. These extras had been recruited from local students who handed out flyers, along with fans invited by the Beatles' assistant, Mal Evans. Several takes of Hey Jude were filmed, and the final version shown to the public was an edit of the first and third takes, with McCartney singing live during the famous extended ending of the song. The filming took place before a live audience, adding a unique energy to the shoot. The Beatles, known for their spontaneous and playful nature, interacted freely with the fans and each other. For instance, the band had fun improvising, and there were moments of light-hearted banter, like when John Lennon and Paul McCartney briefly jammed on a rendition of Elvis Presley's "It's Now or Never." The whole atmosphere was relaxed, with the band members engaging with the audience and playing impromptu tunes between takes. The Beatles' performance of Hey Jude was later broadcast on The David Frost Show on September 8, 1968. To make it appear as if the band had performed live on the show, David Frost recorded a pre-taped introduction on location at Twickenham. This performance was presented as part of the show, making it seem like a major television event. The band also performed the show's theme song by George. It's the David Frost theme, written by George Martin. Afterward, David Frost introduced the Beatles, joking about their return to performing live. For Revolution, the Beatles filmed a second promotional video in which they overdubbed new vocal tracks onto the studio version of the song. This included McCartney's signature scream at the intro and the backing vocals from the slower Revolution No. 1 track, which had not yet been released. The video for Revolution premiered on the UK show Top of the Pops on September 19, 1968, marking one of the rare TV broadcasts of this promotional clip. Throughout the day, the Beatles interacted with the audience and displayed their close camaraderie. Fans recalled how the band members joked, laughed, and performed impromptu songs, creating a sense of intimacy and fun despite the long hours of shooting. At one point, Paul McCartney, feeling the weight of the day's work, even casually played a tune on the piano, leading to a light-hearted moment that captured the group's bond. Though the filming process was long, with multiple takes of both songs, it was clear that the Beatles were dedicated to ensuring everything was perfect. The session turned out to be more than just a promotional video shoot. It marked a turning point for the band. Their enjoyment of the filming process led to discussions of returning to live performances, and the idea of creating a television special soon took root. This moment would eventually give birth to the Let It Be project, which would capture their final public performances and mark a significant chapter in their career. The final result, however, was not just a successful promotional film, but a powerful moment of connection between the Beatles and their fans. The Hey Jude video, with its extended ending and crowd participation, became one of the most beloved promotional films in rock history, encapsulating the spirit of the Beatles at the height of their creative powers. This day at Twickenham is remembered as one of the last times the Beatles performed together before the tensions within the band became too great to ignore, despite the challenges they were facing internally. The footage from this shoot captures the incredible chemistry and energy the band shared, both as musicians and as friends. The premiere of the Hey Jude video on The David Frost Show on September 8, 1968, marked the culmination of an unforgettable day, with the band's spontaneity, playfulness, and camaraderie shining through. It was a pivotal moment in the band's history, and a glimpse into the creative process behind some of their most iconic work.